Hi, Laura. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Hello.
How's it going?
How are you?
Pretty good.
Good, good,
Just
good,
kind
good.
of,
Oh my goodness. Well, thanks for coming. We have quite a few people signed up. We'll see what the turnout is, but
okay. Cool.
hey, uh,
Karen's over here on the chair. She's doesn't want to sit on the couch next to me.
hi Karen.
Let me see. There she is. I think. Can you see her? Let me see
I
here.
do see her.
Oh yeah, see her. She's all hidden over there. Yeah, hiding.
Well, thanks for coming. It'll be an informative evening. As you know, I try to provide everybody as much information as I can. I have not been to this destination yet, but I have done some training, and I am a Dominica specialist.
All right.
And I was really impressed with it because I know we all love nature and the outdoors, and that's what they keep saying is this is the nature island of the Caribbean. And you'll see why, and why I think it's real special. Um, we also got a really good deal. If you look and see what the dive shops are offering, this is at least, $100 to $200 or more less expensive. I won't say it's cheap. It's not cheap. These trips aren't cheap, but
Yeah.
they're all inclusive. They do include a lot. And we're going to have more land, opportunities to do land adventures.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm really super excited. And they'll be mostly, easy to moderate. I think there's one hike that's a little more strenuous, but to do it will just take more time to do it. And that's Boiling Lake. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
We're just chit-chatting while people get logged on, and we welcome you. I'm Laura. I am the group organizer, leader, if you will, of this of the trip, but as well the organizer of this orientation tonight, which no obligation, is strictly informative. I really enjoy doing these, and you'll see why. We're going to have a lot of fun.
How was your trip, Laura? God, it looked good. It looked like you had a blast.
I'm sorry, say again. The
I
last
said,
one?
how was your trip? You just got back,
Oh,
didn't you?
I just got back from the Caribbean. That is correct. I took a Southern Caribbean cruise on Carnival,
Wow.
the fun ship. We had
Yep.
fun. But there's always something for everyone on these cruises. This is not a cruise, but the one that I just took, in case you're just coming on. If you like nature and the outdoors and adventure, you're going to find it. So we did. We hiked to a top of a mountain. I zip lined across the canopy, which was really a rush. And then we
Wow.
canyoneered back, jumping, sliding off waterfalls.
Wow.
So talk about adventure. That was the first island. On from there, I scuba dived Aruba. I saw
Oh,
so many green sea turtles. I'm telling you, it
the
was
diving
just,
looked, yeah, the diving looked great. Aruba is world class, that's like awesome.
yeah, you don't hear too much about the diving for some reason, but oh, the beaches were gorgeous. I didn't get,
Wow.
a whole lot of time to enjoy the beaches, but the two tank dive that we did was absolutely phenomenal. And then we went on to Curacao and we did some snorkeling there. Had the family with, so but yeah, it was great. And then we came home to lots of rain and cold weather. Like, whoa, this is not Phoenix.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is not Arizona, is it? They come in
right?
the rain.
They told me like it's in the 40s in Phoenix. I'm like, 40s? Are you kidding me? And we had 80s, sunny, warm. some breezes. It did get a little breezy, you know, down south near Curacao. Got a little choppy. But anyways, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm recovering from that. And great memories.
You got a rough life.
Going back. Yeah.
You got a great life.
We're gonna go on a Western Caribbean cruise at the end of the year for my birthday, so stay tuned.
Oh, okay.
But for tonight, this is the Dominica Diving, Snorkeling, and Hiking Adventure Orientation. There is no obligation. This is strictly informative, but if you should decide that you can and would like to join us, I am most delighted. So we will start on the hour. It is always my goal to make sure that we end on time, because I know everybody's busy. They got dinner, they're working, you've put in a long day. And I truly appreciate your coming in and joining me tonight. But I'll start. My name is Laura Halleck. I am a co-organizer at the 3H Hiking Club. And as well, we have a group on Facebook. Dan is a part of as well, Dan and Karen. And it is the Great Outdoors Adventures Travel Group. And we do hiking, we do canyoneering, some. We haven't done a lot of that in recent days and months or years. It goes back. We did the jug
Oh yeah.
years back. That was, wow, that was awesome. But we hike a lot, kayak and raft. So a little bit of everything, because we love to experience nature in the outdoors. There's just so much, you know, not just in Arizona and the Western United States, which is primarily where we've been in the last few years, but in this region as well. So that is my mojo is to show you guys just how much we have here in this area, not too far away. And it's amazing. So welcome everybody. I'm going to work to get the presentation started here. I always tell people I'm slightly technically challenged, but I do get it to work eventually. So, all right, so here we go. And I'm going to share and optimize. We are recording, by the way. All right. Now, here we go. Now, can everybody see my screen? Just a quick yes. Okay. And then just a couple of housekeeping things. If you could keep your phones or computers or on mute while we go through the presentation. We will have a Q&A at the end. I promise we're going to make time for that. And then we will go through any and all of your questions. Hopefully you'll have a lot of them. But once again, my name is Laura Halleck. This is the Great Outdoors Adventures Group. I'm also a co-organizer at the 3H Hiking Club. And we love nature in the outdoors, and we love to do it all. So here we go. We're going to have a fun time. As I mentioned, this is it's up here. Hopefully you can see this all right. Nothing's blocking. This is the Dominica hiking. It's really diving, snorkeling, and hiking adventure. Their motto is Discover Dominica, the Nature Island. And so they are considered and known as the Nature Island of the Caribbean. So tonight's agenda, we're going to have a brief introduction to Dominica, the Nature Island, then discuss Dominica's travel and tourism. We'll go into where we will be staying, which is the beautiful and historical Fort Young Resort, and working with Dive Dominica. And then we'll go into the diving and snorkeling all-inclusive package, what that entails, what's included, what's not included, and how much. And then international travel and logistics, and some important details, and then we'll end with our Q&A. So to keep things going, here we go. This is Dominica, and it is Dominica, not the Dominican Republic, but we'll see here. And let me know if you have trouble with the video as well.
Okay, boom, we call it Dominica.
Yes, the nature isle of the Caribbean.
It's rum punch time.
Oh, we call it Dominica.
It is spelled D-O-M-I-N-I-C-A. It is not Dominican Republic. It is pronounced Dominica and is situated between Guadeloupe and Martinique in the Caribbean.
When I think of Dominica, it's all natural. And you can get you could just go to the tree right now and pick a pawpaw and you just eat. You just go to the garden, get a cane and you make a juice. So it's just lovely. It's just nature. You know, you could get everything from Dominica.
We are Dominica.
We call it Dominica, the nature isle.
Live life.
Yeah, we love Dominica, and I hope you love it too as well, London.
We call it Dominica.
We call it Dominica.
It's called Dominica.
Call it Dominica.
We call it Dominica.
We call it Dominica.
We call it Dominica.
It's called Dominica, the nature island.
Nature, you're one with nature. If you want to be in harmony and one with nature, come to Dominica.
All right. We call it Dominica. And this is the island, absolutely gorgeous. You can see how mountainous it is, and also surrounded by the Atlantic on one side and Caribbean on the other. Absolutely gorgeous. So the island of Dominica, it's part of the Lesser Antilles of the Caribbean, and that is this arc of islands. They're smaller islands. Also culturally diverse. We have of course, there's some US, but mostly British, French, and down here, the ABC Islands, Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire are Netherlands. And there's a few more Netherlands. But here is Dominica right here. I call it the South because this is all, south and to the east of what's called the Greater Antilles. We were last summer in the Caymans, part of the Greater Antilles, which also includes Latin America. But it's pretty far south. It's a 3-hour puddle jumper flight from Miami. So it is remote, also very pristine. So, look, like I said, located in the Lesser Antilles, it is between the islands of Guadeloupe and Martinique. It is considered the nature island because its geography and terrain is mostly made up of dense tropical forest. It is not one of the most touristy places, and that's what makes it so special, is that this is nature. It is developed, of course. Tourism is an important industry, but this isn't going to be one of those massively visited places. which keeps it special. So there's, high concentration of volcanic mountains, valleys with gorges, mineral hot springs, waterfalls, and they claim about 365 flowing rivers. They do have the highest mountains in the Caribbean. Mount something here, I can't read it, but is the highest point in the Caribbean. So it's absolutely gorgeous. Pirates of the Caribbean, everyone knows that series of movies. Episodes 2 and 3 were filmed there, and we will be visiting Trafalgar Falls and T2 Gorge, which was one of those sites that they filmed at. So it's, a lot of hiking, as you could imagine, also kayaking, rafting. It is a top destination for scuba diving. One of the resources I've come across said about top 5 in the Caribbean, has excellent dive sites all along its coast. And as well, 300 miles of hiking trails. So can't beat that. There is just so much to see and do on this island, and it's all right here. So as I mentioned, it is a top destination for diving, known for just, colorful reefs, but also some deep walls. And snorkeling, abundant marine life, and it's the snorkeling sites along the coast there as well. So here's a short video. You'll find out I like videos, okay? So makes it a lot of fun. So here we go. This is some diving in Dominica.
Watching a meeting on this Dominica island that thinking about going to this summer.
Yeah, but with my understanding, Dominica is one of the best countries in the Caribbean.
Mash up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. How we ablaze the fire, make it fun. Them we mash up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound. Boy run, and we will end your week just like a Sunday. We mash up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. Skrillex ablaze the fire, make it fun. Them we mash up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound. Boy run, and we will end your week just like a Sunday.
Life is a dream in Dominica, trust me, believe me.
Mash up the place. Look what this, mash up the place. This, mash up the place.
bass, mash up the place.
If your phone is still wet, welcome to Dominica.
All right. Beautiful. They have literally everything there in Dominica, large and small, including sperm whales. Now, these sperm whales can get up to 70 feet long. That is absolutely huge. I thought whale sharks were huge and they got up to about 40 feet long, but these guys get up to about 70 feet. And they're there in, offshore of Dominica, literally year round, according to what they're telling me. It's a population of about 500. They're females. So the males, they come, they mate, and then they leave. And the females, they stay with their offspring. And in recent years, they've noticed the numbers going down, unfortunately. And various reasons for it, right? Global warming, I think, was part of it. Also, plastics in the ocean, cruise ship, hits. And so they decided that they were going to create a marine reserve just for the sperm whales. This just happened in November. The article I came across said November the 13th, 2023. They had just started the sperm whale sanctuary and reserve. It is the first in the world, and it is 300 miles long. So it's quite huge. So here is a short video on, this is from National Geographic, Pristine Seas organization, and they're talking about these sperm whales, and it's quite fascinating. If you're into marine conservation, as I am, you'll find this very interesting, and it's short. I promise I won't bore you.
The small island nation of Dominica plans to create the world's first sanctuary for sperm whales.
They did already.
It will cover about 350 square miles. That's larger than the island itself. While the enormous mammals can be found around the world, Dominica is one of the few places where they can be seen year-round. The refuge won't just help protect the vulnerable species, it could also help fight climate change.
Sperm whales are part of the climate resilience machine of Dominica.
That's Enrique Sala, founder of National Geographic's Pristine Seas initiative.
The sperm whale numbers in Dominica have been declining steadily over the last 20 years because of a combination of human threats that affect whales not only here, but elsewhere, like ship strikes, noise pollution, plastic waste, and entanglement with fishing gear.
The refuge would be off Dominica's western side, along critical feeding and nursing grounds. It also presents a strategy to mitigate the impacts of climate change through carbon sequestration.
Sperm whales do these long dives, 45 minutes to an hour, all the way down to 1,000 meters in total darkness, hunting giant squid. They come back to the surface, they breathe, they sleep, they rest, and they defecate. And the whale poop is full of nutrients from the deep, from those squid, full in iron and nitrogen that helps to fertilize the surface waters, which in turn creates blooms of plankton, these microscopic algae that live on the surface. And when the plankton dies, much of it sinks with the carbon in it to the deep sea.
The 250 sperm whales in Dominica's waters could sequester approximately the equivalent of an 18,000-acre forest in the US. That's according to Dr. Shane Garrow, National Geographic explorer and founder of the Dominica Sperm Whale Project, who was also scientific advisor into the establishment of the sanctuary.
And so in many ways, that whale pump of eating in the deep and pooping at the surface drives carbon sequestration, and they're fighting climate change on our behalf.
Garrow says the sanctuary not only aims to protect the whales, but contributes to Dominica's blue economy through tourism. They hope the revenue will offset the direct costs of managing and enforcing the whale reserve.
So they did already create this marine reserve, okay, the world's first sperm whale marine sanctuary and reserve for its estimated 500 resident whales. And as I mentioned, most of the females with their offspring, they're matrilineal, and they also stay together for life. Absolutely fascinating. You used to be able to swim with them, but I believe because of this, new protection and marine sanctuary, we can go whale watching. If you want to go swimming with them, you have to get a permit for $3,000. I'm like, well, maybe not this trip. But that is available, and I can get information for you if you are interested in that. That would be absolutely an adventure of a lifetime to do that. All right. So, as we've seen, it is the nature island of the Caribbean, highest concentration of volcanic mountains. There's on this little island that's only, what is it? Is 28 miles long and 16 miles wide. There's just a plethora of things to do under the ocean, right, in the water and on land, which makes this trip so, so special, I think. Some of the things that we can do on the side are Trafalgar Falls. That is 125 feet. There's two waterfalls. One is 125 feet. The other is 75 feet tall. There's Middleham Falls. That is the tallest or the highest falls at 200 feet. A gal that I know says Victoria Falls is her favorite. These are all relatively a short distance from where we'll be staying. T2 Gorge, you have to swim to this. So we are very familiar with swimming in narrow gorges and canyons, so that ought to be fun. One of the this is a guided hike, is to the top of Boiling Lake. That's the photo in the top right. That is a little bit of a strenuous hike. They claim it is a 6 to 7 hour round trip journey. So that would be an all-day excursion that we can take, and I do highly recommend it. The looking down into the Boiling Lake is the bottom right photo. There's also Emerald Pool. That's supposed to be a really beautiful place to take in. And also if I can say it right, Wait-Tuku-Buli National Trail. They have a national trail, the first in the Caribbean, that goes around the island. Forget how many miles long that is. Obviously, we're not going to be able to do the whole thing, but you take it section by section. That's also something that we can do, guided or unguided. That would be really fun. And then, of course, who doesn't like, or maybe you don't like to go canyoneering and rappelling, but there's Extreme Dominica puts on tours, half-day tours to go do rappelling and canyoneering, which would be a lot of fun. So that's just some of the things that we can do. Land tours and excursions. Some more are whale and dolphin watching. They have tons of whales and dolphins. Also sea turtle watching. There's 3 types of sea turtles in Dominica, or around Dominica. They have the leatherback, which is the largest, the green sea turtle, and I think it's the hawksbill. I'll check my notes, but I think it's the hawksbill. Lots of bird watching. If you are a bird person, I think there's 179 different species of birds. And that bird in the right-hand corner is the Sisu, if I can say it right, Sisu parrot, and that's their national bird. As I mentioned, there's the Wait-Tuku-Buli. I think I spelled it wrong there. My apologies. We could do this guided. The Indian River towards the north has kayaking, tubing. I saw rafting as well, but and then there's boat tours. So gorgeous island, tons of things to do, under the water and on land. So here is one more video. It's a short one. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. All right. So, on every trip, I like to, bring up conservation and encourage learning about it, and at all possibility to participate in it. So, as luck would have it, Dominica has voluntourism, and one of their main tours is a sea turtle conservation tour. You can see in the right photo, you kayak out to a remote beach. You do some beach cleanup to help prepare the beach for the sea turtles that come ashore to nest. And, that would entail just picking up any garbage, but also any debris or anything that might obstruct their path to their nesting sites. I think it sounds fascinating, and I think it sounds, like a lot of fun as well. I just sent an email to the organization, and they responded back to me today. So if that's something that we can fit into our agenda during that week that we will be in Dominica, we will certainly try to do so. It is optional. You do not have to come with me, but I'm going to do it. I love sea turtles, and I like to promote conservation whenever I can. So that is going to be something that I'm going to have more information on as we go forward. If you would like to do more research on your own on Dominica and its travel and tourism, here are a few websites that I recommend. Discover Dominica is really their main tourism website. You will get everything, all the information you want there. That's the one that's my go-to. Lonely Planet has a nice guide, and then there's a few others for additional information. So getting into where are we going in Dominica? Well, they have some nice places there. It's not a big touristy place, as I told you. You won't find all the mega, tons of mega resorts there and crowds of tourists. But they do have some very nice resorts. And one of them that I've heard about, and this goes back to during COVID, and I'm like, oh my God, this is such a beautiful place, is the Fort Young Hotel and Dive Resort. It is, if you like history, Dominica is going to have a lot of history for you. This dive resort, this fort goes back to, it was originally built in 1770. Because Dominica, well, it was first, discovered by Columbus in 1493. Then in the 18th century, the French and the British colonized Dominica. And so it was first French, but then the fort became British. So, okay, that's all the history I have for you on that. It's a gorgeous resort. It does have an on-site 5-star PADI dive shop, and that company is called Dive Dominica. They have new dive boats, and it's really a top-notch professional organization. But here is Fort Young Dive Resort. How exciting. Here we go. Wow. How amazing is that? I cannot wait. All right. So, that is Fort Young Dive Resort. I have a block of rooms that are oceanfront, so only the best. These oceanfront rooms come with either one king or two double beds. Okay, so if you're a couple, you know, you can get one king, or if you're room sharing with somebody else, no problem. They all have private balconies with really gorgeous, expansive ocean views. What else? Full bathrooms with tubs, if that matters to you, with walk-in closets. These rooms are going to have refrigerators, coffee makers. We will be served breakfast daily, a full breakfast daily. There's a pool like you saw in the video, infinity pool with a waterfall, absolutely gorgeous. Then on-site restaurant with gourmet dining, of course, cocktails. There's free Wi-Fi, and as I mentioned, the on-site Patty Dive Shop, that is Dive Dominica. This property, I'm so excited to share with you, has unlimited snorkeling right outside, right out front with its own house reef. So how cool is that? So here's some pictures of the property. You can see the rooms and the dining. So really, really beautiful place. And this is, you know, this is more upscale. Okay. I think it's maybe like a 4-star. Definitely more than a 3-star. But here is a map of its house reef. So right out front, you can dive, you know, unlimited shore diving, but as well, if you're a snorkeler, here's some some snorkeling right out front, which I think is really cool. I can't wait to do that. So, now getting to the nitty-gritty of this diving and snorkeling package. It's primarily a dive and stay package. It includes, this is what it includes: 7 nights of oceanfront accommodations at Fort Young Hotel and Dive Resort, as I said. 5 days of 2-tank boat diving. It's usually in the morning. Okay, usually back by noon, by lunch. Also 1 guided night dive. Most of the time it includes your tanks, weights, and belts. This one includes nitrox. Usually if you're a nitrox certified diver, it's extra, it's included. Okay. All your taxes, any service charges and marine park fees are also included. As I mentioned, breakfast is included daily. Also, a couple of tours to Trafalgar Falls and T2 Gorge. So that'll be a lot of fun. That'll be an afternoon thing after we come back. We'll shower and eat and then head out for Trafalgar and T2 Gorge. And as I mentioned, the unlimited shore diving and snorkeling with their house reef. There's a $50 resort credit per room. Okay, awesome stuff. And then it also includes the round trip airport transfers, which I always like to have because we had cars last time, and well, that was a little chaotic getting out of Georgetown. We did it. We didn't have any fender benders, but it's always nice to get picked up. So now what is not included? Okay, so importantly, it's good to know what is not included. Your round trip airfare. I have a ticket on American. I would recommend looking at, you know, Delta. I know JetBlue, there's other airlines. I found the best fare and the best route to be American. I always look at, you know, what's the least number of stops and connections, right? You just want to get there. And so I have a flight nonstop from Phoenix to Miami. It is an overnighter. We did it before. You know, you do it. But that way you arrive in Miami, you grab a cup of coffee. We know where the Starbucks is now. And you go get in line at Starbucks right away, get your coffee. And then we head out to Dominica, and we arrive in the afternoon. We get picked up. We're there for check-in time, happy hour, happy day, right? So that's the plan. That's what I'm doing. You can take whatever flight, you know, best suits you. And of course, if you're not coming from Phoenix, you're coming from a different city, that might be different. But all right, so enough about airfare. It also does not include rental gear if you need to rent a BC regulator, dive computer, a yada yada. And then other than Trafalgar Falls and T2 Gorge, other guided tours, excursion, and activities that are not included, that would be the whale and dolphin watching. The sea turtle, the voluntourism, I'm not sure if there's a charge. Okay, if there is, I'm going to be sharing that information. That's, you know, a TBD on that. But fishing, so, you know, anything like that. Also, if you want to rent a car or any additional ground transportation, is going to be additional lunches, dinners, and your rum punches and would they have Kabuli as their national beer or anything like that is going to be extra. Grocery shopping, and then gratuities, which we typically we recommend 10 to 15% of the cost of the package. So I'm going to go past this slide. I don't have this ready because I'm waiting to see what tours are available when. And then I generally provide a this slide in this document later on when we have more of the pieces put together of that week. So other important details. The water temperature will be in the mid-80s, so nice and warm. I always say, you know, pack a 3 mil wetsuit just in case. If you chill easy, you know, it doesn't hurt. I like to always wear a 1 millimeter. It's also called a skin suit. It's great for snorkeling. It's also great to have on underneath your wetsuit to get it on and off. Makes it a lot easier. Hood, gloves, also dive light if you plan to do the night dive. I don't know. I haven't done a night dive. I'm kind of, to be honest with you, a little nervous about diving at night. So I don't know, but a dive light is recommended. Also, safety sausage, whistle. These are just basic items you should have as a diver in case of an emergency. On the boat, have a towel, reef safe, sunscreen is recommended, hat and clothing for sun protection. Every trip I've been on that I've taken people, somebody's gotten sick. So take this seriously. The motion sickness on the boat. There's boning, there's Dramamine. I keep it, even though I haven't gotten seasickness yet. I have some anyways. But what I've been hearing people tell me is that they have gone to their doctor and got a prescription patch. And then they just stick that on their neck and it's on them all the time. And that is really the best way to avoid seasickness. But that you'd have to talk to your doctor about that. For the boat, pack all your gear in a mesh bag with your name on it, recommended. Water resistant dry sacks for anything that you want to bring with you. Cash is recommended for the Dominica. For Dominica, but they do, of course, accept US dollars, and credit cards are widely accepted. Their electricity is $220. Okay, so we will need to bring an adapter. I'm going to contact the hotel and see. Usually the more upscale places will have both 120 and 220, but I'll get more information on that. And just pack and bring light clothing. It's going to be warm, rain gear, and insect repellent. Okay. They do have rainforest, and apparently they have mosquitoes. Okay. So I'm bringing a can of insect repellent. Their main airport is Douglas Charles Airport. The airport code is DOM. Okay. And as I mentioned, I'm doing a direct flight from Miami. The cost, how much is it going to cost? All right, the cost is $1,518 for divers and only $1,019 for non-divers, but it is based on double occupancy. Okay, A $100 per person or $200 per room deposit is required up front to confirm your room and reservation. It's refundable up until 90 days. The payment in full is due by 60 days. And I do need to have a room list provided to them by March 17th. So I'm going to be reminding folks periodically as we go forward here. There's the forms of payment and how to reach me. I can also send this to you. But the payments are subject to the cancellation refund policy of the property. You'll receive a confirmation email once you make your deposit. So just quickly here, let me check our time. Okay, I just want to briefly go through this. You will need a passport, right? That's kind of a no-brainer. It needs to be good for 6 months. The passport website is up and working, and my last I heard, my understanding is they're back to normal processing times. But if you do need to renew your passport, I had to do it last year. Just do it right away, and try to ensure the most time to get it back. Tourist visa, I'm going to look into this. I think this was from our last trip, because yeah, it says Cayman Islands, so forgive me, I need to look into that. But dive insurance, it is recommended. It's not required for this, but it is recommended. And they do provide you quite a bit of protection, because diving is considered an extreme sport. So it's $40 roughly for the membership, and then for the insurance itself, $42. Okay. I just renew yearly, and and I'm done with it. A lot of times the dive shop is going to ask you for your Dan card. So just FYI. Travel insurance. Oh gosh. They're still just, boy, it's rough out there. There's trip cancellations. We had our trip canceled. We had on this last trip, my cruise to the Southern Caribbean. So it's happening. And trip interruptions, baggage delay. I almost didn't get my bags. So travel insurance, highly recommend it. I can get you a quote. You also want to, make sure you look into medical care. COVID is not so much an issue anymore, but should you have any accidents, injuries, or unexpected illnesses, that can always happen. All right, we do not need anything with COVID now, so I'm going to skip over that. To sign up and register, well, you can RSVP at the Great Outdoors Adventures group. It is posted. This event is posted there, as well as at 3H. You can contact me. My email, that's me right there. My email and my cell phone. You can follow the Great Outdoors group on Facebook. I am a travel consultant. A new travel consultant. I'm also a Dominica specialist. So I have so much fun doing this, and it is really from the heart for me. So with that, any questions? I think I've given you a lot of information, and we are doing very well on time to allow for your questions. So let me get out of the presentation and go back to our meeting. Where is our meeting? Stop sharing. Bear with me. Share. Okay. Well, as soon as I can get back to the meeting, let's see here. There. Okay. I told you I can be very technically challenged, but eventually I figure it out. So appreciate your patience. Any questions? Anybody want to?
Should we just ask?
Absolutely.
Maybe I missed it. Did you say the dates?
Oh, I did in the beginning. The dates are June 17th through the 24th, but note that my suggested itinerary route would be leaving, the evening before to get to Miami by the 17th and then hop on that puddle jumper for 3 hours to get to Dominica by happy hour. So, yeah. So, but the package starts on the 17th. Okay. It's a great question. Any more? Was I that all-inclusive with my information?
No, hi, my name is Kate. I'm in the San Diego area. I'm not sure how I found you guys, but
Awesome.
I'm assuming that's not a problem. I would just meet you guys on the island, right?
Absolutely.
We're
We
booking
just
our own airfare, right?
we'll just be in touch. We can do we do everything online until we get there, right? So we'll have a meet and greet once we get everybody else signed up and the deposits and yada yada.
Okay.
We do a meet and greet online, right, Dan? Dan came on the Caymans trip, Dan and Karen last year, and that's a great way to get acquainted with who's going on the trip. Which I highly recommend, right? And then we meet when we get there, right? And you provide me your flight logistics so I can keep track of where you are when you're arriving. And I also have to provide that for the ground transfer that we'll be getting.
Right. So yeah, I have probably a zillion questions. I'll try to try to limit them. So I have a friend that's interested. In fact, she is the one that turned me on to this island because she had seen some documentary about the sperm whales.
Oh yeah.
In the sanctuary. Yeah, that's what she was talking about. She was all like, "Woo, we gotta go there." So I saw this and I said, "Oh my God, we have to get there." So so my question, but she is not a hiker. I think she would probably snorkel. She's a nature lover. She's a birder. I think she would love this, but she was concerned that she was going to be forced to hike. And I said, no, I don't think so.
No. And that's a good point. Okay, so it's a dive and stay package. You can be a diver, you can be a snorkeler. Okay, you got unlimited snorkeling. There's snorkeling sites around, which I want to go do too. I love snorkeling. I'll find out if snorkelers can be on the boat with us. Sometimes they have rules. We have that in the Caymans, but the other like the T2 Gorge and Trafalgar Falls, yeah, it's part of the package. You don't have to do it. Everything is optional. Yeah.
That's what she was worried about. She's like, I don't want to go with a bunch of diehard hikers.
No.
I said, no. Hikers are really chill people.
Well, we are. There's just one difficult hike. I would call it difficult, but it may not be difficult to some. Right? Depends.
Right.
It depends on your.
So I could do the hikes and she could chill, however. Right?
Right.
Okay. So my other question is about single supplement because she and I do not like to buddy up. So what are we looking at? I mean, are we looking at paying?
Yeah.
I don't remember what the quote was. How does that work?
The best deal is going to be the double occupancy. Now, single supplement. I'll have to get back to you about single supplement because I did ask that question already and I did get an answer back. It's not going to be the most cost effective. Yes, it's possible. If that's what you really want to do, we can make it happen. All right.
I get it. Yeah, we would like to find out what that is because I think it's going to be worth it for both of us. So, and that could be a deal breaker for her if we can't do,
you can do single supplement. It's possible. It's just you're going to pay more, and I'll get you that information quote on that.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, that would be very appreciated because I think that's going to be, as a price point, that's going to determine if we're going to do this or not do this.
Okay.
So great.
Okay.
I'm excited.
I know. It
I
sounds
want to
exciting.
go. I totally want to go.
I was, go ahead, Jim. Sorry.
Jim, you have a question?
Maybe Jim's muted or.
Yeah, if you're muted, if you could unmute yourself.
Doesn't look like he is.
No.
I was going to say I was surprised that the nitrox was free and they're going to actually do a night dive. That's pretty unusual. I haven't had one of those since Cozumel, but and the diving looked great. You know, it looked awesome.
Excellent. Very pristine dive sites according to what they're telling me. Of course, clear water, you name it, it's there. There's always a surprise, right? There's big things, there's little things. You could see there was just, you know, a whole range of marine life. We were pleasantly surprised. At least I was. In the Caymans, I didn't know we were going to see reef sharks. I would have been nice to have been advised.
Yeah.
But
the video had octopus and it had you know, some of the eel in there. I was like, okay, that'd be cool, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw that down at Cayman. The sharks were awesome, but
the sharks were awesome, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's, you know, like I said, it really has it all. And that was, you know, was a choice this year between, Dan knows I was talking a lot about Belize. When I looked into it, I was like, yeah, but all the land stuff, you got to take a 2.5 hour long ferry. And so I'm working on it. That's really going to be next year because I want to do 2 properties so that we have, you know, San Pedro, you know, and we do our, you know,
I think that was the holdup. That was the holdup from this year, right? I think one of them is under renovation.
Yeah. We did have the trip planned, and that's how we ended up in the Caymans, which was fantastic. But I'm working on that. But this had it all right there. I mean, it's right there outside our door. No ferries, no flights. I mean, it's all there. And so I thought, well, I'll keep working on Belize because I have a lady that is trying to put something custom together for us, and not too much cost either. I said, you know, last time the cost got up there, but this really has everything on the land and you know, in the water, and they included quite a bit. And so for that price, that's for that property. You saw that's a really, really nice property.
Yeah, very nice place.
So, any other questions? We have 4 more minutes. I promised to get you guys finished by 7. I'm looking at my notes. Stephanie?
No, I thought I would just come on to say hi and bye.
Hi, well, welcome. And if you're leaving us, thank you for joining us. I'm thrilled to see the interest. This is just truly a real special place if you love nature.
Absolutely, I do, and I thank you. And I also attended your presentation for the Caymans.
Oh, you did?
And,
okay.
I did, and I am not certified. I'm not a diver, and I have since taken some classes and what have you, and I will be certified in May.
Oh,
and anyway, so
congrats.
All that to say is thank you. Yeah, but all that to say is I appreciate and yeah, your presentations, and I would love to join you on this one, and maybe I will. I don't know. I have to think of it a little bit tomorrow. Anyway, blah blah blah. Thank you.
Any questions, let me know. And if you provide me your email, I'll send you the full, there's a PDF of the full event description, and that will give you all the information that you need. But it's a PDF, so I can't put it on the meetup. So I have to have your email and I can send it to you.
Fair enough. My thing is that I went online to look at getting there, and that just, it seems like it's pretty limited getting like the options to get to Dominica for those dates that you know, June 24 or whatever it was.
Depends on where you're looking. Depends on where you're looking. I fly American a lot, or at least I used to when I flew. I did business in Latin America, so I was always on American mostly. So I look to American. They used to have the most flights, you know, available. And when I spoke to American about this route that I've been talking about, they said there was plenty of seats, because I said, hey, I'm, you know, inviting some friends, and, you know, do we have any room? I'm not going to get on a flight that doesn't have any room. And he's like, you're booking 6 months out. We got plenty of room. But, you know, it depends on where you're looking.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When you mentioned tonight and it was a 3-hour, you know, like puddle jump from Miami, I immediately like looked online, and when I looked at like Miami, Dominica for, you know, that sort of date, and it was like $500 one way. Does that
Well,
make sense?
I did it. I don't know, because I got a price from, you know, round trip from Phoenix, leaving here, connecting in Miami. I didn't do leg per leg. I put it all together.
Fair enough. Where I'm coming from, it's just not even feasible price wise when I put it into. But then I thought, well, eliminate all of that, and just because you said it's a 3-hour puddle jump from Miami, so I just put that in 3 hour or whatever. I put that a date in for Miami to Dominica, and it was $488 one way from Miami. So that,
well, you did an all-out search, because they're now the tourism office is telling people about more additional direct flights from Miami to Dominica. So that should, 1, open up more availability, 2, bring down prices. So I can post, in fact, I will post what my flights are, and you can take a look. I paid round trip $950. I paid a pretty penny, but for me, I want to get there on the 17th by the afternoon. And so I'm willing to do a red eye. I'm willing to run for my Starbucks in Miami International Airport like we did, Dan. This time I'm bringing a blanket. It was a little cold on that flight, but and then I'm taking, so I want only one connection. I don't want to be, you know, hopping all over the place, just one. And so that's why I chose that one.
That's not
look around and see what other options are available. Go ahead, Dan.
That's not much more expensive than the Grand Cayman was, I don't think, you know, when we did a round trip, you know, from Phoenix as well. But
I remember it being 8 something. So
yeah, I think so. But if you're only going from Miami, yeah, that's kind of pricey, especially for one way. Did they do a round trip from Miami? I wonder what the price would be that way, if it's any cheaper.
I only looked at that just as an idea to get
no, don't do that.
Sense.
Yeah,
and I don't find one way being all that cost effective either. Be honest, it's when you put the whole thing together that you get the best prices, my opinion. But we Dan went to the Caymans with me. We still paid 800 and something last year, and prices have gone up. I don't know if they're going back down. I heard a rumor, but that is, you know, it's pretty it's pretty far out there. But that's what makes this place special, right? It's not all that, you know, easy to get to.
Clearly special.
This is Kate again. One of the things my friend checked out when she was looking at Dominica was flights. And she said there aren't flights onto the island every day. There are only certain days, is what she was seeing.
That is true.
What do you, okay. So are we going to be able to get to the island on the 16th? Or
well, I'm leaving as a red eye, but yes. And so the, you know, this dive package is centered around flights, because if people can't get there, they're not going to be booking these rooms. You know?
Gotcha. Okay. So we just need to look.
You need to look, yeah, before you
Okay.
make any, conclusions or judgments. Just
Okay.
look. I
Yeah,
go
I think
straight to
she's looking.
American.
Okay.
Yeah, I just go straight out. I skip the
Okay.
consolidators. I start there at least, and then I see if I can get a better price or a better route. But
Okay. I think she was looking for specific dates and maybe, yeah, maybe there just weren't flights there that, whatever date she picked for, arrival. So, okay.
we'll keep working on
I'm
that. And
yeah.
yeah, I got flights, and they told me we had plenty of room, and I wouldn't wait if you're wanting to come on this trip. I wouldn't
Right.
wait. I'm sure it's going to get more filled up as time gets closer,
Well,
right?
the other thing I'm hearing from my friends, a lot of whom travel, is that flights are less expensive now than they have been since 2009. And I have a hard time believing that, but they're all swearing it's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember traveling in 2009, but I'm always happy to hear that the prices are going down.
That's what they're saying. It's like, oh yeah, book your airfare now. It's a real bargain. So, so
I
yeah, I
paid
think
$9.50. It wasn't a bargain, but I got it, and I got, what we needed to get
yeah,
there.
I don't think that's exorbitant. Considering where we're going,
I
right?
know, a 3-hour puddle jumper. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be fun. The last time I took a puddle jumper was I was doing business in the Dominican Republic. First time I did it, I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. This is it? This is the plane? This is what we're taking?
Yeah.
Where's the jet? So it's fun. A little bumpy, bum 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 bum.
All right. So
I'm
you're
looking down. Oh my God, they'll never find us. But
yeah. So you're going Phoenix to Miami and then connecting there. Okay. And you're
now,
coming from San Diego.
you'll come from San Diego, maybe even be better from LA. I don't know if you want to commute from there, but
We might get a much better rate. Yeah. We'll
I
have to
would,
look there first.
and more availability from LA. That's a major hub.
It is.
We have to put in an extra stop all the time because we're in between major hubs. We're in between Dallas and we're in between LA. Right, Dan? So we usually have to do Dallas and then Dallas down to Miami. That's what I'm telling you. It's like, if I could go straight to Miami and cut out Dallas altogether, happy day.
Yeah.
And if I gotta go overnight, well, Dan sat behind me with his hood pulled over his head. It was just so cold in that plane. I can't understand it. This is like,
yeah, we'll
when
check
we go
out
August? I'm like, man, this feels like it's polar temperatures here.
We might get something. And I hate driving to LA. I'll tell you that. I do not like to drive in LA, but it might be worth it. And I think she was only looking for airfares from San Diego.
I would overnight it, go there the day before, overnight it, just like we do with a cruise ship, right?
We could do that.
Yeah, and then that way,
That would be worth it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Just get a cheap hotel. That's what we do.
Yeah, exactly. Motel 6 is fine.
Yeah. We did a Clarion in Miami this past time, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in Latin America. I mean, it was just incredible. Well, we got checked in, and it was before midnight, and it went well after that, but it was like so slow. Oh my God. So, but we saved some money.
Thank you. Yes, this is all really good, and I'm really jazzed.
Oh, I'm glad. It's my pleasure to do this. It is my heart and passion. Dan knows this. Dan's known me since 2011. Dan gets the credit for introducing me to these groups. First was not 3H. It was
DLC, or we had hiking.
DLC Hiking Club, and then in 2012,
you took right off from there. You took right off
out from there. Yeah. But we've had a lot of adventures together, hiking, canyoneering, right? And also Dan got refreshed on his diving skills, and Karen, she got certified, and so they came on the Caymans trip, and it was just absolutely
awesome.
Amazing week.
That is awesome. Yeah.
I didn't want it to end. I really didn't want to come home.
We had a blast.
But eventually you got to come home. But you know, I try to make sure, you know, I dot my I's, cross my T's, put the logistics together, choose good suppliers. And, you know, that's an industry lingo term, but choose good companies to work with, and make sure that these experiences are, you know, amazing life experiences with, you know, great stories, great memories, and great pictures that we'll look back on and say, wow, look at what we did. You know, live life now if you can, you know, as much as you can, when you can. These are,
you only live once.
The
Hey,
moment.
somebody's asking you to reshare your email address.
Oh, okay.
Go in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I've been really bad at not following the chat. Okay. All right. Hold on. I got to share
No, it's
screen.
okay. It's hard to
All right.
multitask.
Here we go. Yeah, I got to multitask.
I got it. I got it.
All right. And then I'm going to go back to the very last slide. Hopefully you're seeing this. Second to last slide. Here we go. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yeah. Info.
Okay. You can take that down.
Adventures.com. Oh, .net. Okay.
Any other questions? I think we've gone over a few minutes. I've had a lot of fun, and it's no problem for me to stay a little bit beyond, but anyone else want to ask any questions, or want any information that I may not have shared or not been clear enough about? Going once.
Laura, thanks for having us. Okay.
Are you out of here?
Yeah, we're going to sign off.
Okay.
Appreciate your time. Thank you for the info. It's always good information.
All right,
And,
Dan. We'll
how
see you
things go.
soon. Yeah, look forward to it. All right.
Okay.
Take
We'll
care.
talk soon.
Thanks for coming.
Okay. Bye-bye now.
I also would like to thank you very much, Laura, for your time and your investment in this. Anyway, I don't know if I will be joining you on this adventure. I would love to. Anyway, we'll see. But another time in the future, all of that. Thank you. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Send me your email and I'll send you that full event description. It's a PDF and you can look that over. No obligation, of course. So, all right. Well, everyone, let me just do my due diligence here and check the chat. Okay, we've got one email address from Carlos. Carlos, I will send you an event. Oh, he's already signed off. Okay. And Claire, she signed off. Okay. All right. Well, thank you again for your time and for, you know, coming and enjoying this with me. It really is a ton of fun and I love to do it. If we see you on the trip, great. If not, that's okay. I hope we see you on another adventure. So thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Laura.
Nice meeting you.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Laura.